What's up, party people? All right, so we just had Education Saturday, right? We looked up some US codes that we're going to reference in this soon to be filing. Uh, and this is going to go out Monday morning. I'm going to go and, as long as I have all my paperwork, I have to fill out the subpoenas and my exhibits and possibly an appendix and a self representation form, right? I'm representing myself pro se in this matter. So I have to have all my paperwork lined up and ready to go for Monday. That's the goal. But this is essentially the lawsuit part of it, where I name the defendants and ask for relief, and I state the facts of the matter and the crimes they committed, essentially. So we have United States District Court, District of Connecticut, Hartford Division, Thomas Kimball, plaintiff, versus Officer Ashley Zielinski in her individual and official capacities. Defendant, Assistant Fire Chief Thomas LaPierre. Oh no, Assistant Fire Chief. Oh no, in his individual and official capacities. Defendant, Town of Newington, municipal entity. Defendant, we left the civil action number blank because they fill that in. We don't have one yet. And we are demanding a trial by jury. So, a jury trial demanded. Complaint for damages and injunctive relief. 42 U.S. Code, subsection 1983, Fourth Amendment, 14th Amendment, and the Monell liability apply here. Introduction. This is a civil rights action under 42 U.S. Code, subsection 1983, arising from a warrantless entry into the curtilage of plaintiff's home by Officer Ashley Zielinski and Assistant Fire Chief Thomas LaPierre on October 3rd, 2025, in violation of the 4th and 14th Amendments, right? Because they just walked right through the gate that's right back over there. It's got a latch on it. They just walked right through. No warrant, no announcement, no emergency. No reason to do that. Jurisdiction and venue. This action arises under 42 United States Code 1983 and the 4th and 14th Amendments. Jurisdiction is proper under 28 United States Code 1331 and 1343A3. Right? We covered those in the Saturday education video right before this one. Venue is proper in this district under 28 United States Code 1391B because all events occurred in Newington, Connecticut. Parties, plaintiff Thomas Kimball, defendant Officer Ashley Zielinski, Newington Police Department sued in individual and official capacities. We're just going over the parties to the case. Defendant, Assistant Fire Chief Thomas LaPierre, he should know better. Newington Fire Department sued in individual and official capacities. Defendant, Town of Newington, municipal entity responsible for police and fire operations, sued under Monell for failure to train, supervise, and prevent constitutional violations. Come on, guys. It's basic stuff. You don't walk onto people's properties, because some rando called into your office and said A, B, and C. Like, you don't do that. It's not how you investigate. Uh, Factual allegations on October 3rd, 2025. Officer Zielinski, who should have known better, and Assistant Fire Chief Thomas LaPierre, who also should have known better, responded to a report of smoke behind the home at, I'm going to leave the address out, in Newington. Zielinski and LaPierre trespassed the West Gate around 7 o'clock in the morning without warrant, invitation, notice, exigency, announcement, or cause. I asked Zielinski what I was doing wrong. Zielinski said, I'll let him tell you. What the fuck kind of response is that? If you are a law officer, you know what I mean? And you're there and you're supposedly acting on official business, and the individual asks you, what they're doing that's improper, and your response is, I'll let him tell you. LaPierre claimed I was doing nothing wrong nor violating any town ordinances, right? He just kind of looked at her and shrugged, like, what do you want me to do? That was his response. I informed Zielinski that they were harassing me because they were. Under Connecticut General Statute 2960, Zielinski had an obligation to retain the body cam recording of that incident after I reported her harassment, which she notated in the CAD report, which are the police reports. She said that I was harassing her. So that's a civil complaint. She knows that. I said it. She wrote it. It's documented. At that point, she has a legal obligation to retain that body cam footage. That's what Connecticut General Statute, Connecticut General Statute 29-6D says. Newington police claim no such body cam recording exists, right? Because they had to keep it. Now they don't have it. Why'd they delete it? Right? Who deleted it? Are you excited for discovery? I'm excited for discovery. Plaintiff suffered constitutional injury, loss of constitutional security. Do we even have a constitution anymore? Plaintiff suffered emotional distress, humiliation, and fear. You know, this is nice to be able to come at the police after, like, I don't know, 20 some odd interactions over the last several years where they come and like to harass me, you know? So they just handed me this one. Causes of action, count 1, Fourth Amendment, unlawful warrantless entry, 42 USC, 1983. Against Zelinsky and LaPierre, individual capacity, Westgate has latch and was closed. No warrant was established, announced, provided, or addressed. There was no consent from the plaintiff for defendants to enter the curtilage. LaPierre confirmed no wrongdoing nor violation of any kind, eliminating the possibility of emergency or alleged emergency. The state actors committed unreasonable search. Count 2, 14th Amendment, deprivation of liberty without due process. Against Zelinsky and LaPierre, individual capacities, lack of lawful process, right? You got to have a warrant to enter onto someone's property or to conduct a search and seizure or whatever you're doing. You can't just, or there has to be an emergency, right? There has to be something seriously wrong for an officer to take those types of steps or actions. And neither one of those was the case. So that is not due process. Count 3, failure to train, supervise, and discipline. This is under Monell. State actors acted without regard for supreme law of the land and civil rights protected under law. State actors did not apologize nor show remorse for their violation of constitutionally protected rights in the Constitution state. Because I'm hilarious, right? We're in the Constitution state. This is Connecticut. Like, come on. Damages. Plaintiff seeks compensatory damages, punitive damages against the individual capacity defendants, injunctive relief, declaratory relief, and court fees under United States Code, subsection 1988, and all other relief court deems just and proper. Plaintiff demands trial by jury on all issues, so triable under Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 38. Prayer for relief. Declare defendants' actions, including warrantless entry into the curtilage of plaintiff's residence and related conduct, violated plaintiff's rights under the Fourth Amendment, right? So, to the Constitution as applied to the states through the 14th Amendment. So, what I'm asking them to do is declare that what they did was wrong and unconstitutional, that they violated rights when they did that, right? We want a statement of purpose that this was wrong. Say it out loud. Issue injunctive relief prohibiting defendants, their agents, and successors from engaging in similar unconstitutional conduct in the future, right? So let's put some type of parameters or training or something in place so that this shouldn't happen again. Award compensatory damages in an amount to be determined at trial as a result of fraudulent acts, right? So I'm asking that the jury decide what that is. Award punitive damages against the individual defendants to deter future willful or reckless disregard of constitutional rights in the Constitution state or elsewhere. Grant other and further relief as the court deems just and proper. I don't know. That's it. That's my filing. That's going to go out Monday. And like I said, it's nice to be able to go question the police this time because, man, I got a pretty clean record and all the bullshit they tried to throw at me didn't stick because I'm sitting here talking to you right now and not locked up somewhere. In fact, I've never been convicted of anything. They try, but I don't have a record. Throwing a lighter might be the worst you find. Threatening an official. I don't know. I got a domestic a while back, but You know, I was defending myself. So, you know, don't raise a hand to me if you don't want to get a hand raised back at you. That's like common sense stuff, right? Like, don't walk onto somebody's property without a warrant if you don't want to get a lawsuit. Like,